Good morning, freaking dang motivators. How we doing this morning? We're doing this motivated chat in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays where I pick the best questions in the comments. Even if it's a statement, doesn't matter what kind of question it is. It could be a question about going in, life outside the military. It could be the dumbest question, but I'm going to choose the best question and talk about it on the next segment that I do. Got a question coming in from Silent Spartan 9082. Hey, Jewel, I had a question I wanted to get your thoughts on. What resources do you think the Marines should be really taking advantage of while they're still in? And what should they focus on when they're preparing to get out? For example, I know things like tuition assistance while in and skill bridge when transitioning out are big ones, but I'd love to hear what you think are the most important or most overlooked resources. Keep rocking on, brother. Love what you do. Silent Spartan, brother, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you commenting, man. I think it is one of those things that people don't take advantage of while they're in. I know I didn't. I did not take advantage of any type of educational benefits, any type of tuition assistance when I was in at all. At all, guys. And here's the thing. Dude, that's so dumb. That's so dumb why I didn't. You have at your fingertips what's called tuition assistance. And with the tuition assistance, they will pay up to a certain amount of year for your education. And here's the thing, it doesn't tap in to your GI Bill at all. So you're not using that up, sucking it dry while you're in, okay? So I think they pay up to like $4,000 something per year. Here's the thing, you don't need a college degree to be successful in life. I was very successful without a college degree. I did get my degree in cybersecurity. You do not need one to be successful, okay? So with tuition assistance, you can go to a college online. You'd be foolish not to take a couple of college classes while you're in. They will pay for that. They will pay for that. And sometimes you don't even need to take an entire course or be there in class, guys. There are colleges out there where it's fully remote and it's at your own pace for about 6 months. So a semester would be like 6 months, and then it'll be at your pace, and then you could test out. A lot of people refer to this as what's called CLEP, right? Where you test out, and if you pass their test, then you get a college credit. So it would be very smart to actually do something like that, where you're taking advantage of tuition assistance while you're in, and not get out and use your GI Bill. Now here's the difference between like tuition assistance and your GI Bill, okay? Your GI Bill, when you get out, you're only allotted a certain amount of assistance per how long you were in. So if you're 4 years, if you did 4 years, which is kind of your traditional contract in the military, if you did 4 years, then you can get out and use the GI Bill, and you typically get about 4 years of benefits, which is a college degree, right? But transitioning into that, this is where it gets kind of funky. So keep following me here. Say you get out and you want to go do a trade school, okay? They'll pay for that. The GI Bill will pay for that trade school, right? And after this trade school, you say to yourself, okay, well, I've used a little bit of my GI Bill, but now I want to go to college. I want to get a degree on top of this trade school stuff, right? For whatever reason, right? Maybe it's just because of business purposes, or something, a personal journey of yours, okay? If you try to go use your GI Bill, they will only pay up to the certain amount that you have of your GI Bill left. So if you used your GI Bill in that trade school, however long the trade school was, 6 months to a year, and then you go try to use your GI Bill, the chances of you getting a actual degree and not paying out of pocket goes down because you used part of your GI Bill for that trade school, okay? So there's all kinds of like ways around the system, but I think the biggest takeaway here is while you're in, you need to take advantage of tuition assistance. Guys, they pay, like the military will pay for your stuff, man. They will literally pay for all your stuff. And you don't have to like be in class and attending anything. You can take college classes on your deployments. You can take college classes during your week. Like, make the most of your enlistment. Don't just go out every single weekend and just get drunk, piss drunk every single weekend. I did that, and I paid great for it. Like, do stuff while you're in. Take advantage of it while you can. It's sitting there. It's at your fingertips, okay? Look it up online on how to actually take advantage of it. Go to your school, and they have military liaisons. Like, the college will have military liaisons that will walk you through all of that stuff, so you don't have to feel like you're alone. They will do all of that stuff for you, okay? So that's what it would be while you're in. And we talked a little bit while you were out too. And here's my suggestion, guys, and this is what I did. I went to a school called Western Governors University, WGU, okay? And you could take that fully remote. It's 6 months at your own pace. This is kind of like a cheat code, right? For WGU, if you want to get your bachelor's degree in a year, you can. I mean, obviously, you have to do all the credits, right? You have to do all the credits, and you have to do all the tests and stuff like that. But let's say you start a semester, and inside that semester you have 4 classes inside that semester, right? And you already know all the stuff inside that semester in your classes, and you decide to just test, right? You can test out. So if you can pass the test, they will give you that college credit. So within 6 months, if you do that for all of your college classes, you can get your bachelor's degree in a year. I'm a degree from Western Governors University in cybersecurity and information assurance. So I did mine. It took me about 3.5 years to get mine, but I did it at a pretty slow pace because I was still working full time at the same time, right? But while you're in, you should just be going ahead and getting credits. Now, I like the second part of the question, Spartan, is that what am I doing outside of the Marine, or like transitioning and going outside of the Marine Corps? Guys, there are skill bridge programs that are amazing. I did one. It's called Microsoft Software and Systems Academy. I was a grunt in the infantry, 1-6, and I got out and I became a software developer through the use of that program. I think it's very slept on. A lot of people feel like they can't do it because it might not be them, but there are resources out there, especially like freaking Reddit and YouTube, that people want to help you pass and get into these type of programs. So guys, look it up, whatever your skill bridge is. And here's the thing, you need to find something that aligns with your personal goals, right? If you hate technology and don't do technology, there's plenty of skill bridges out there where they will put you in a course 6 months to a year before you get out. So that way you have those skills. They have like welding, right? They have IT, they have like a mechanic. They have a lot of stuff that you could take advantage of on the military's dime, right? Don't just get out and say like, oh, like that, I'll just do whatever. It's harder that way, guys. Prepare for success while you're in. Take advantage of tuition assistance. Take advantage of a skill bridge program. You get BAH, which is your basic allowing for housing, right? Which is like it's an E5 pay in whatever area that you live in, as long as you're a full-time student. You have to be a full-time student, and then you get that E5 pay. I was getting paid BAH for a few years after I was out because I was a full-time student and I was working. So if you work and you get that BAH because you're a full-time student, guys, you're pretty set up. But I wanted to fast track my way into the workforce, so I did Microsoft Software and Systems Academy. And while I was doing my first job after MSSA, that's whenever I was trying to get my bachelor's degree through WGU. So there's tons of information out there, tons of resources out there, guys. But I'm telling you right now, take advantage of it while you're in the military. Take advantage of it. When you're in the military, take advantage of a skill bridge program too. And then when you get out, go to a college and be a full-time student. Take advantage of it, because after 7 years, if you don't use that GI Bill, it goes away. So if you guys have a question and you want to be featured on the next video, comment your question below and I'll answer it in the next video. Gotta go! All right, motivators, that wraps it up for today's Motivated Chat. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Gotta go!